She was laughing on a cruise ship deck, and then she was never seen again. But pause here, because what if Amy Bradley did not disappear at sea at all? What if the ocean was never the crime scene? That single question changes everything. Amy Bradley was 23 years old, on a family cruise. Music, lights, crowds, cameras, security, an environment designed to be controlled. And yet, within hours, she vanished. Authorities gave the world a clean answer. She fell overboard. Accident. Tragedy. Case closed. But here's the problem. If Amy fell into the ocean, why were people reporting sightings of her after that morning? Witnesses from different countries, different years, different locations, no connection to each other. And every time those reports surfaced, something strange happened. Officials grew uncomfortable. Investigations slowed. Questions stopped being asked. This case was moving towards silence until a single detail surfaced that did not fit. A detail so disruptive that it shattered the official timeline. Tonight, we are not retelling a disappearance. We are examining what was never proven, what was quietly ignored, and why the closer this case came to being solved, the harder someone pushed to shut it down. Stay with this story, because once you see what was overlooked, you may never see the Amy Bradley case the same way again. The statement, Amy Bradley disappeared, assumes something critical. It assumes a known endpoint. But in Amy's case, there isn't one. No body was ever recovered. No confirmed eyewitness saw her go overboard. No physical evidence proved she entered the ocean. In maritime investigations, an overboard determination typically requires one of three things: a body, a confirmed witness, or conclusive forensic indicators. Amy Bradley's case had none of them. The cruise director maintained she fell or jumped, but that position was never supported by recovery, never confirmed by medical examination, never validated by forensic proof. And here's where the case begins to fracture. The ship's security system could only confirm one thing: the last time Amy used her key card to enter her cabin. That data establishes presence, not departure. There is no record of when she exited, no record of whether she was alone, no record of whether she moved freely. Once the cabin door closed, Amy's movements vanished from the system. In legal terms, death was never established, which means alternative explanations don't need proof to survive. They survive by default. The most damaging flaw in the Amy Bradley investigation is not a missing witness. It's a missing timeline. Investigators could verify activity before Amy entered her cabin. They could not verify anything after. No album tracking. No movement sensors. This gap is not a minor detail. It is the exact window where every possible explanation exists. If Amy went overboard, the time and location were never recorded. If she moved elsewhere on the ship, there is no data to confirm it. If she remained on board until docking, there is no system to exclude it. Every theory lives inside the same unrecorded interval. And because the timeline could not be narrowed, witness statements could not be tested against objective markers. The investigation was left floating, unable. Years later, something unsettling happened. People began coming forward. Not one, not two, but several, from different locations, different years, different circumstances. One man reported seeing a woman with Amy's distinctive Tasmanian devil tattoo walking on a beach, accompanied by two men. Another claimed a woman identifying herself as Amy said she was being held against her will. A third described a restroom encounter where a distressed woman said her name was Amy. Each account surfaced too late for immediate verification. No cameras, no transaction records, no corroborating witnesses. But here's the critical detail. Every single account contradicts an immediate overboard death. From an investigative standpoint, that creates a problem. These statements cannot be proven true, but they also cannot be dismissed as impossible. They exist in evidentiary limbo, and together, they reinforce one devastating truth. The official explanation cannot explain them away. The Amy Bradley case refuses to end because it was never finished. Not legally, not forensically, not ethically. No body, no cause of death, no confirmed exit, Only silence. And people who say they saw something they weren't supposed to see. Here is the most disturbing possibility. Not that Amy Bradley disappeared, but that she survived long enough for the truth to become inconvenient. Because when international waters, corporate reputation, and incomplete systems collide, truth doesn't vanish. It gets buried. And that is why, decades later, this case still feels unresolved. Not because we lack theories, but because we were never given proof. And until that proof exists, Amy Bradley is not a closed case. She's a question that someone hoped the world would stop asking.